If you don't find this exciting, chances are you're probably not 15 years old. Solo Leveling is the new hit anime series that people have been hyping about for the past year, and it's the only one people are talking about because yeah, this season is pretty empty. I'm one of those who were hyped about it, and I mean look, the first video I ever made on the channel was about Solo Leveling. For those who don't know, Solo Leveling is a webtoon turned manhwa filled with action on top of more action, which has spawned many more manhwas with the same appeal. But as one who read the manhwa, you could clearly tell what makes it so thrilling and addicting, which is also why fans are always dunking on SAO. 10 years ago, the world fell into chaos when the gates appeared, which connected Earth to other dimensions. Beyond these gates were dungeons that reside evil spirits and mysterious entities. If these creatures stepped onto Earth, it would be doomsday. Luckily, as the world was changing, humans also changed. Those who have awakened with abilities that could take down those monsters were called hunters. Based on how much a hunter awakens with the abilities they're granted, they are ranked with S being known as the strongest and descending to A, B, C, D, and E, with E being the weakest awakened user. The twist, however, is that those who are then awakened can never improve or get stronger no matter how much they train. Jin-woo is among the E ranks, but he's not any ordinary awakener. No. He is so unbelievably trash that people have nicknamed him the weakest hunter of all mankind. I guess that's better than being called an NPC. Jin-woo joins a party to complete a dungeon, but it wasn't an ordinary dungeon, it's a double dungeon. He goes in with the party, but that was their biggest mistake. The monsters in that dungeon overpowered the hunters, killing almost everyone, leaving Jin-woo alone to survive. This, however, changes when he is granted the ability to become a player and so-called level up. Something you would do when you grind Genshin for hours and hours. The plot of the story is nothing too extravagant. If you watched my last video, I talked about how Ninja Kamui was all action and no plot. While Solo Leveling is just exactly that, but all hype and no plot. That might have angered some fans, but I mean, look at his daily quest. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run. Really? Wait, that's Saitama's workout. One of the biggest issues I've been hearing about this anime was how awful the pacing was, and it's not entirely false. People who are watching this without context will probably have no clue what to expect, and everyone else who did read it was probably waiting for that one scene, which didn't happen. They really should have released multiple episodes so that there wouldn't be an issue. Now, I don't know how to explain this feeling, but the pacing of the show feels a bit fast and slow at times. And I think the reason for that feeling is expectations. Since it's a super hyped series, a lot, and I mean a lot of people were expecting great things, and it looks like they tried to please the fans by giving fan service by creating more scenes in the anime to bring in fan favorite characters who are yet to be introduced in the actual manhwa. Speaking of characters, the characters are amazing because they're non-existent. One of the key things to point out in the series is that aside from a few, most of these guys are just there, because for the most part, they're dead. And it should follow this theme, otherwise there's no point calling it Solo Leveling. But the fact that the system helps Jin-woo's ability become stronger progressively means that he will have to constantly meet stronger people or foes as he climbs the ranks of a hunter. As I mentioned before, fans have high expectations for Solo Leveling for perfectly good reasons. One of those reasons was the animation. A1 Pictures, who took on this task, had a big hole to fill in as many people wanted Ufotable to animate. If we make comparisons with the manhwa, some scenes are close to perfection, but some moments in the manhwa don't translate well in the anime. An example is the villain who looks super scary in the manhwa, but in the anime he just looks like a normal middle-aged man. Also, some scenes that were supposed to make him look scary makes him look kinda cringe. However, the good note is that the fights, which I believe is the most important part, are animated really well. Just recently, we got a great fight scene, and it truly brings me hope for what more to expect with Solo Leveling. By the way, I want to mention, look how sharp that jawline is. I know it's a part of the art style, but man, that itself could kill someone. It looks like everyone in that universe takes their mewing seriously. Although there are some pros and cons about the series, overall, it's a great and well-produced adaptation with hype moments. As someone who read the source material, there is still so much more we still need to see before it gets good.